tomorrow it's going to bump up near 100 Fahrenheit. So I'm going to try to get up before the sun is over the trees and try to continue doing something. But yeah, I've already started preparing the area inside where our friend's going to go, including cutting out that bolt that was inaccessible. Once I get it planed down a little bit, I got to make this cut in the existing good frame, hopefully getting it done correctly on the first try. And then we're going to start the process of, I also have to cut a special kind of notch out up here because it's got to go up under the beam shelf. Unfortunately, it's going to be really hard to test fit this. When we go inside the boat, I'll show you why. It's going to be crazy. Well, I didn't get an early start today. I couldn't sleep last night. And when the alarm went off, I just needed to sleep more. And I'm paying the price now because it's hot. I managed to eke out some shade here. Whew, with the new planer. I should try to use the edge. Again, the side has to angle back towards me. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Now, next I gotta try to do something about, well, I gotta cut this again. I'm gonna cut. It wants to curve that way. So I really have to cut both edges. I don't know if this is worth planing yet. Not until I cut it. I have to cut sort of a notch out of here. I gotta set this angle on the existing piece and cut that back to match this. I feel like maybe I should take a little bit more off of there because it's kind of funky. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. This is going to take a lot of finagling and fussing. Yeah, it's got to be thinner. Whoa. That's enough to go up as far as I need it to. Yeah, this is going to be really tricky to figure out. It would have been better to have this a little longer so it goes all the way across this plank, but it's going to go up to about there before it hits the other piece. So that is the forward angle. Right. Wrong. There like that. Something like that. Remember if I took these screws out or not. Well, we're going to find out in a minute. I'm not climbing back down there just to look. It's nice and cool. Well, it's nice and not life-threateningly hot in here. It's not going to be any easier. It feels like it's loose here. I think I did take the screws out. Hardwood and a fine saw. It's a new saw, but maybe a little too fine. Hot. Now there's at least one screw in there. I need to determine the length of here and the length here so I can make my cut for up here. It'll burn. I'll start it at 1 foot. Burn a foot. So it's 2 foot, 2 1/4. Six and a quarter. Now I'm wearing this do-rag to keep the sweat off my face, but it's not working. 27. That can't be right. That can't possibly be right. Two and a quarter. It's more up there. There. It's really at that severe angle. I don't believe it. Feel the blind carpenter. I can't really. I just went back down to the ground. And shave this. Ooh, almost perfect. Still a little too thick. Definitely. I think I overdid it with the angle up there too. Yes, I did. All right. Nowhere to put anything. Nowhere to stand. No room anywhere. This is pretty crappy. And I can't send it from over here. There's still something there. And she sure is kind of wide as well, but that's yeah. This angle is way off, way off, tremendously on the forward edge. Aft too, way off. Yeah, I gotta take shit. I thought I did a pretty good job of describing the template, but clearly I didn't. I did a lousy job. I don't know when, if ever, I'm going to get another piece of wood like this. What a waste of time. And money, no doubt. I haven't got the bill for this yet, but I'm sure it wasn't free. Ugh. Better. Much better. I just basically shallowed it out. I think that's gonna be acceptable. I should not have made this cut. It'd be better if I just had a big chunk here and then I could contour it. Happily, this will be covered with slats. It'll be inside a locker, but I want it to be at least functional. It's gotta fit right so it works. I think it's gonna have to be what it is. I'm gonna have to put a sliver behind it. Maybe glue it on. Thus, basically making a laminated piece. So we'll just, starting here, I'll reduce it a 1/16. I don't know what else to do. So here we got boy, oh boy. 11.5. It's already too short there, so you know, it's beyond awkward. This is torture. It is so hot in here right now. Could do this after dark, but I want to do more cutting, and it's going to rain all day tomorrow, and I got to work tomorrow night. So anyway, enough about my problems. Well, you need to lock. Yep, that's what you do. Your tape measure. Yeah. 10.5. 10.5. 10.5. We'll start. I feel like I'm going to throw up by a 1/16, which is kind of doing. No, I think it's bigger. Yeah, I think I might be able to cut a long strip at an angle on the bandsaw out of the scrap material. That'll go in there behind it, and I'll just epoxy it onto this piece, the new frame. And it's just one more contact with the planks. It's not quite so bad on the other side, but it's going to have to go all the way through. We'll make it right. So yeah, I really should have tried harder to make this more progressive, and I should not have cut that until I'm done with this whole face. What I've done here is I've taken measurements. What I'm going to try to do is cut this down, and enough so that it will bend more easily. And I'm just going to epoxy it back on there. And when it's cured, have at it with the power plane again and try to get it the way it's supposed to be based on these measurements. That's the best I can do, short of getting another piece. Okay, this might actually work. Right, use some 610 adhesive. Off that mark. Oh, where's the gun? Awesome. A little less messy, although you really can only use them once. Luckily, you don't have to buy another tube to get another tip. You can buy the tips separately. Well, I had some shade here. Look at the schwitzing here. Okay. Might have been wise to mask the sides of this, but whatevs. I'll scrape off the excess while it's still wet. Whole bunch of nice scraps left over. This will all come in handy someday. Well, I decided to uncover the rudder and turn it over and just see if it was getting moldy or anything. And I notice it's checking pretty badly. It's kind of coming apart. Yeah, I figured having it basically packaged in a tarp would keep it from drying out too much, but it looks like I'm gonna have to start I don't know, I'm gonna have to start wetting this down with salt water too. All right, I just had a silly idea. I think I'm gonna put the rudder on the ground next to the boat and tip it up so it's leaning against the blocks that are supporting the keel. I don't know if I'll be able to do it myself without hurting myself, but I'm gonna try. And it's going to hit the tripod. Okay. Made up already. Block and tackle. perfect for just dragging it forward, but it's at home. Okay. Oh, that's a dead fall there. Jeez. Cradle for this thing. No, that's not it. That's it. Just gotta carry it. Put it in. Get on the wood. Get on the wood. Oh, I don't think any of that got recorded, but I got it there. Anyway, halfway through this process, Dayton stopped by, and I showed him that. I asked him what he thought I should do. He said put some seam compound in there, because as soon as it gets wet again, it'll take right up. It'll swell up, and you won't see the cracks anymore. So I don't want to use epoxy adhesive or anything rigid.